Welcome back to Adventures with Bam. I'm Brent Billings.
And I'm Maggie Billings.
And this episode has us recounting the joys of seeing family for Easter, plus a new bed for Darius and a note of remembrance for Pope Francis.
Whee!
So yeah, the Pope died this morning.
So sad.
As we record. And very sad. I don't know that I necessarily have a whole lot to say about it other than I loved Pope Francis from what I knew of him.
Yeah, me too.
So, I don't know. Maybe we'll talk more about that later.
We're not Catholic, but seemed like a good dude.
I was for a time, so I have...
Right, that's true. You have a bit more connection.
Also, apparently, as this episode comes out, the movie Conclave will be hitting Amazon Prime, so...
Which is about
the selection of a new pope.
Ah, very good.
The process of selecting a new pope.
This is a film, not a documentary?
It's a film, yes. But I enjoyed it very much, and so maybe Maggie and I will watch it later this week.
Perhaps we will.
But yeah, we saw family for Easter. We had brunch with your family and dinner with my family.
Mm-hmm. We ate a lot.
Ham with bacon.
And shellfish. I had shrimp. You did not.
I didn't even know there was shrimp there.
I love celebrating the resurrection of the Jewish Messiah with pork and shellfish. I feel like I get to have the best of both worlds.
If we did not exercise our freedom as Gentiles, what good would the gospel be anyway?
Well, I mean, that feels probably would be other good things about it.
Basically what Paul said.
I mean,
I'm sure he was talking about ham.
It's a little loosey-goosey.
But you made banana bread muffins.
I did, and they were the worst batch I've ever made.
And yet still pretty darn good.
Well, I'm glad you think so. I thought
had
they were...
two just today.
Wow, you found them.
I found them.
All right. I wondered where they went.
They were just sitting there in a pile.
It's true.
The boys had carrot cake for breakfast, so I figured I could have a couple of banana bread muffins as part of my lunch.
It's your mom's fault because, they packed some up for the boys last night because they loaded up on chocolate and didn't have time for carrot cake last night after dinner. And on the way out, your mom goes, I happen to think that carrot cake makes a great breakfast. I was like, okay, well, I guess that's happening. And she's not wrong. If it was just me, I would have had carrot cake for breakfast too, but definitely planted the idea in their heads and it gave them something to be excited about. So worked out. We
did have lamb at my sister's house, which was great.
It was so good. They nailed it. Yeah. Favorite Easter food for you? Whether we had it this year or not?
Oh, well.
In general.
I mean, probably just ham. It's kind of the traditional one, but...
I'm a cheesy scallop potatoes gal.
Yeah.
That is, so good. It's my comfort food. And candy-wise, definitely robin eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Which are tough to find. If you don't get them early, then you have to have them shipped, which I did. And... I was like, I'm not doing Easter without my favorite candy. They're so good. And I know that they're just Whoppers in different colors, but it's not the same. The colors, something about that yellow 6 and red 5 and whatever other numbered colors, something makes them extra magical.
Yeah, all right.
And I lose all self-control with them, but they're so good.
But then today we got a new bed for Darius.
Yeah, actually picked the bed up. Found it on Facebook a few weeks ago. Poor little Darius has basically been sleeping in a crib since birth. He's 6. And, a handful of years ago, we took the side rail off. So it was walled in on 3 sides and then open on one. And I went to tuck him in the other night, and part of the problem is he never complains about anything. So it's easy to just overlook the fact that he's 6 and his bed is, pretty little for a 6-year-old.
I mean, yes, but also I think if you would have asked me before we had kids what a crib even was, I think I might have thought a little bit closer to what is actually a bassinet or something.
Oh, interesting.
Where it's more or less the size of a baby.
Yeah.
The crib's not that small. He sleeps kind of curled up, and I think he's always more or less slept like that.
Yeah.
So it's not if he stretched out, he could go, from one end of the mattress to the other. But he didn't sleep like that. So It wasn't really that big of a deal. But it was time.
And I asked him, I went to put him to bed a few weeks ago and was like, whoa, buddy, you're getting pretty tall. I was like, do you still fit in this bed? And he goes, yeah, I just curl up in a ball, so it's fine, which is true. It is fine. But also it's time for a new bed.
But he was quite happy about it.
It was great. Yeah. I found a nice little one with kind of an A-frame house sort of look on it. And Sent the boys to a friend's house for a play date for a couple hours and knocked it out. And I think he was pretty happy about it.
And I thought it was adorable that you're like, oh, let's not put any blankets or anything over that. Let's not plant the idea. Let's let him be excited about the new bed. And then we can come back to that later when it wears off. And then within 60 seconds of them seeing it, they're like, we can make a blanket fort.
Yeah, because it's got this frame over the top. So you put a blanket over it, then it's an instant fort. And so I was like, well, let's maybe in a week or so, they'll think about that and then we'll do it. But no, literally, sure enough, this is the first thought was blanket fort.
A week minute.
Yeah.
WEAK.
Week sauce.
Not even a minute.
Yep. Torin was like, we can have slumber parties every night. I'm so excited to have a slumber party in here with you, Darius. And Darius is like, So Torin in exchange, so Torin's been in a crib and he's fine. He's a little guy. And people forget that when you put an infant, like a newborn baby, in a crib, the crib is way too big for them. So it's not like a crib is...
That's what I'm saying.
I know. Like they grow into it and it takes a while. Anyway, so we took apart Torin's crib that he has had and then gave him Darius's bed with the intent to put the side rail back on it because I don't know if Torin is ready for that kind of freedom. I don't feel ready for Torin to have that kind of freedom. He is... Just imagine a baby raccoon loose in your house. That is Torin. So like, would you want a baby raccoon without a side rail or with a side rail? Probably with. So that was the plan. And then we couldn't really find the bolts. And then it was like, well, what if we, let's give him tonight to sleep without the side rail, see what he does with this power. Will he abuse it or will he stay in bed? Found the bolts, but by then we had already, I think, told him like, okay, tonight you're gonna sleep like a big boy and show us how you can listen. So we'll see how much sleep I get tonight without anxiety, but
yeah. Well,
when we record our next episode, we'll report back.
It could be a really interesting eepisode next week.
It could be.
Or it could just be Torin as just a response. He's just like, you know what I'm for? I'm going to be responsible.
I'm a big boy now. I'm potty trained.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's doing great.
Money in the bank.
Yep. So we'll see.